What's up, my people? It's your boy Jay Pillar Bay. I definitely want to come on real quick and talk about some things. I've been out here supporting black-owned businesses, as more shown businesses as I've been being on a hiatus. But I just wanted to respond to Bob Johnson's and Dr. Boyce Watkins saying that $14 trillion is enough for reparations, and I made this podcast because I think it's easy to get people attention when you go on YouTube. Now, I do like Dr. Boyce Watkins and have respect for Bob Johnson. He really doesn't teach anything on financial literacy that much, but I like him too. That's my furnace coming on real quick. But I wanted to say to them, especially Doc Boyce Watkins, because I know he's a financial guy. My uncle is also a financial guy, Professor Stephen Rogers at formerly Harvard. So I come from finance. Even my grandma used to work at Jewtown. But I just want to say this in an intelligent way, nothing to disrespect either gentleman who especially Dr. Boyce does a lot. But I would say $14 trillion is nowhere near enough. And I think it's very wrong of us to say, oh, someone accept a $14 trillion package for $300,000. Well, first of all, not even getting decolonization in the deal, or getting your land back, because even though some of us did come over here on a slave ship from Africa, most of us was already here. And I like Dr. Boyce, but I definitely would ask him to please get more people on your channel that deal with history, because history and law and business are all connected. Sometimes I feel Dr. Boyce just talks as if we all just came on a slave trade, and that's not true. When I can honestly show Doctor that I go to stores and enforce my indigenous rights as a so-called Blackamoor man, and I don't even have to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing with him is, man, get some people to listen, learn. You know, I know you're a brilliant man, but sometimes I think you approach it from just what you're kind of taught in school. You really don't go into the Moorish history, the indigenous history when it comes to business. You just go straight black. There's nothing wrong with that, but we had many different names that have many different legal and business entities. If you study, like if you go study the Treaty of 1787 between Morocco and the United States, you will see that us black men who call ourselves Moors, because you're Moor too, Mr. Watkins and Mr. Johnson, who I both respect and love, you'll find that this is our land. You know, so and also I think that the youth voice definitely needs to be involved with any reparation talks, because from what we're saying, we're not accepting any contract less than 100 years. And here's why. We know that our people, first of all, they get $300,000 and you're still in their schools. You don't even own those schools. You're for to get a one-time deal, and that's not right, doctor. Think about what you're saying. And Mr. Johnson, $300,000 one time. You get people here on crack. They're gonna take that stuff right to the Arab corner store. The reason we're saying 100 years because that help people build financial literacy. It helps make sure that people can get generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? It's people here on crack and dope. They wouldn't know what to do with that money right now. But their kids might be able to do stuff like that money. And $300,000 for 1 year is not enough. That's what's that FHA loan money. Our Holocaust is more than $14 trillion. They give Israel $30 billion a year for nothing. And you telling me that we supposed to accept a $300,000 check for 1 year for 400 years of reparations? Come on, my brothers. Y'all are way more smarter than that. And I love Dr. Clyde Anderson. He may have came with it too, but I will always incline him to come talk to the youth. Come talk to different generations. Let us tell you what we look at what's going on. But there's no doubt that we already said we need at least a 100-year contract. That way your kids benefit, Dr. Boyce and Mr. Johnson and Mr. Anderson, who I love all three of these guys, but definitely Dr. Boyce and Mr. Anderson who I check out. But I definitely think putting out a 14 trillion number, that's way too low. I think that we need something that has a years on a century, and we need decolonization, because we're not going to accept $300 and they still control our land. And so I just want to give a shout out to them guys. Thanks for all the work. Dr. Clyde Anderson, love you. Dr. Boyce, love you. But I would definitely, especially Dr. Boyce, man, please hear me out, my brother. You need to study more world history and connect it with law and business. Because a lot of the stuff you talk about, even though I like it, you talk about it as from a man who came here on a slave ship. Now, some of us did come here on a slave ship, but most of us are already here. We already had laws in place. I can show you if you want. If you don't believe me, contact me, not the boys. I go in stores. I don't pay taxes by enforcing my indigenous rights because even if you came in here on a slave ship, you're still indigenous, and that's written in law. And so I would definitely encourage, man, let's have conversations, lots of them about what reparations is. Not just come out with some payment like, oh, 400 years you could pay 1 year of 300,000. No, brother, don't do that. Do not do that. First, come talk to your people. We will give you some ideas of what we feel is appropriate for us. And then, but it's definitely not on no one time payment. And I think, no disrespect to you guys, 50, 60, 70, you should not really be at the head of this. You should be at the head, but you should be at the head with the youth. Yeah, we want you there. Definitely, Dr. Clyde Anderson. Definitely need you, Dr. Boyce. But there's other guys out here too that need to be there. That may know a little bit more. That can incline you, like like Taj Tariq Bey. You got people out here that know law and history and that connects us to business. Cause this is our land. So I just want to give a quick response to them. Love both of those guys, but $14 trillion. That sounds nuts. And I think it kind of hits the youth the wrong way. $300,000, they can go steal that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like people saying, where is the land in the contract? Where is the decolonization? Where is the money for, like I tagged you in. This is me. I tagged you. Where is the money for Jim Crow? Where is the money for destroying our communities? Where is the money for syphilis, Tuskegee? It's just not money, man. We're dealing with institutional racism. Also birthright theft with them claiming to be Americans. This is our land, Africa, the whole planet is ours. And so I think it's a good start, but I would definitely think it needs to be more dialogue with the youth, first off top. And I think that a one-time payment, you're letting them off too easy. You're letting them off way too easy. And I think, I know you're an intelligent man, always talk about your PhD, that's good. But go talk to some people that don't got a PhD in finance and in accounting. Go find some people who are very good with business that never even had to go to school like that. But like you said, your grandma was. And I think anybody would tell you, $14 trillion for 1 year, man, they get Israel annual payments. And we're supposed to set that after 400 years. And you're not even talking about ownership of land and all that. And like I said, it's not to disrespect the brothers, but I'm talking about negotiations. I'm in negotiations every day. And I would definitely feel that first let's just talk about it. No, they give out 300,000, we'll accept. You haven't talked about, is the money taxable, non-taxable? You talking about people with houses $300,000, Dr. Boyce. We are better acute businessman. So I hope he responds to me. Let's build, and please load 14 trillion. Now, reality, 140 trillion is a good start. We are a 1.2 trillion economy by ourselves. So if what you're saying is true, you would take 14 trillion. You're taking 10 years, 400 years. And like I said, I'm not here to spite at anybody. I want to just talk business. I'm 30-something years old. My generation couldn't do nothing. My generation spent that shit in goddamn a year. Is that what you want, Doc? A reparations, one payment, and then we out of here? Talk to me, man. You got people out here, mamas on drugs, they get that $300,000. That shit going right back to the government, Doc. So we talk about reparations, it also has to be some type of institution. Okay, so somebody get 300,000, but what is going to teach them how to make 300,000 to 300 million? Where's that conversation at? So I say, and one thing you guys got to realize, you and Mr. Johnson, is that you guys live in a different tax bracket than the average black person. So the way you look at it, you already got money. I got 300,000. I can take that. Yeah, I know you can, Doc. I know you're a financial genius. You take 300,000, make it 300 million, but the average black person going to these white people schools can't do that. And that's what I'm saying. We need to have institutions, land, decolonization. I would love to talk to Dr. Clyde Anderson about adding things to this list if we're becoming more conscious in 2020. And so that's what I wanted to say, because I tagged the doc, but sometimes I know they don't really respond. And I like Doc to know too. Hey, Doc, I got 10 millions of views. So I'm not just a regular guy. My name is John Rogers on Facebook. Clutch Hitters on Instagram. You can go on YouTube and find videos of mine, JP Rogers or Tony Omichi on YouTube. I have a following just like you, and I love and respect you. But I'm just saying, let's have more conversations about contracts when it comes to reparations. One-time payments, you let them off the hook way too easy, Doc. Way too easy. 1 year payment, and they're giving Israel $30 billion a year. Doc, don't do it. And that's Mr. Johnson. That's the first thing we need to do before we start any number like that, is to have conversations with our people. You are intelligent, but Doc, at the same time, you went to their schools and learned. And I love you. I went to their schools and learned too. And the reason I say about that with you, because you don't talk about the Moorish history enough, or African history. You don't even look in the contracts to see if there anything in there dealing with this history. You believe all our contracts deal with us based on being identified as just black people, and that's not true. You will find contracts with the United States where we are identified as Moors, Cushites, Israelites, and all that, and they all deal with business. So, Doc, reach out to me. I can show you how I go in the store. I don't even pay taxes because of my indigenous rights. Yes, I'm black, but black people are the first people on the planet, so we are indigenous. And we do know black is not a nationality, and you don't even talk about nationality, which also has another thing to deal with business, which we learned from Malcolm X, El Haj Malik, and Dr. John Henry Clark, who also said we must have a nationality. So I'm sending this out with love, man. I check out your videos a lot. You my dude. I'm from Chicago to Inglewood. Dr. Claude, I love you too. Dr. Johnson, I see you trying to make some moves, but $14 trillion? Come on, man. That don't even make no damn sense. You even say that. Now, maybe 140 trillion to get the conversation started, but we have already agreed for my generation. I want you to hear me out, because I think that your generation, you said one-time payment. You're thinking about y'all almost out of here. No disrespect. My generation, 30 and younger, we need a 100-year contract to make sure that the future generations benefit from it. And so please reach out to me. Like I said, I have my uncle's a guy that went to Harvard, Dr. Stephen Rogers, teaches finance, and like I said, me and him even have things about negotiations. But I'm pretty sure that my generation, we don't look at 14 trillion as anything. What the hell is that? People can get that shit as FHA loan. They owe us enough money where the money they owe us is enough money to destabilize their asses as far as the United States. So when our check comes, we make sure our check put their ass back to work, because they stole the land, they stole the culture. Then we got to talk about how these people still got our shit in their goddamn museums. Still over in Africa getting the golden diamond. Come on, brother. Let's think smarter than that. And I think you came with that because you're still coming with this. We all came on a slave boat mentality, which the youth is not. They don't believe. But do I love you? I love you. But we got to think smarter than that. And we got to come together. All right, brother? So I'm going to talk to you soon. Hey, J. Pillar Bay, reach out to me. We can build. Like I said, I do think that I love your show, but I do think, man, you need to come more. You need to connect the world history to the business side, man. You just talk like we came on a slave ship. These people weren't even reading and writing. They didn't even have soap, Dr. Boyce, in Europe. We taught these people everything. Now, all of a sudden, when they get here, we was already here. They got all the laws and rules and all, brother. Reach out. Let's build. I know you're a good brother, Chi-Town. I know you're from Louisville, but you still rep Chi-Town. Let's build, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's get these numbers right. But a 1-year contract for anything dealing reparations? Oh, hell no. Hell to the no. Okay? Love you, bro. Reach out to me, J. Pillar Bay, and let's build for our community for the future. But we already saying anything less than a 100-year contract for reparations is unacceptable, because we're trying to get money and resources for the next 10 generations. That's what reparations is about. And we do not want to get reparations and still be under a colonial government, which Mr. Johnson's never even addressed. So you guys, I love you guys, but like I say, world history and law and business should be disconnected. Did some of us come over here on a slave trade from Africa? Yes. Did some of us get enslaved from America to Europe? Yes, that was before the slave trade in Africa. But you will find, if you reach out to me and you will not have time to listen, that there are contracts connected to the U.S. Constitution before any amendment was made that show that this is our land and we have the rights and rules and law on our side. So other than that, and then you got people that argue, say you can't get reparations, and they're defined it according to a law dictionary. So we all need to listen to each other. And to these Negro cops out here who keep trying to act like they're neutral, you were not born a cop, and it's very shameful. You know, I'm seeing cops on the internet talking about they surprised in this. You're so much wanting to be a cop, claiming that you're good, that you're losing your faith in your community. Your community is not gonna mess with you. So that's all I wanted to say real quick, because I saw Dr. Boyce posted again. I'm like, man, quit posting that 14 trillion. It really don't it's an insult to my generation. It is, man. It's really an insult. We deserve way more than that. And just reach out to me. Let's build, man. But other than that, I love him. I was anybody, man. Listen to Dr. Boyce. I don't agree with everything he says, because something I think he need to kind of learn more world history. But other than that, I rock with the dude. I love how he comes with it. But I would definitely like him to have more people who deal with history and law on the show. Not people who deal with law from think we came here on a slave ship, but people who know world history. And I guarantee you, he will benefit himself too if he's willing to listen. It's your boy Jay Pillar Bay. We won the records. Talk to you soon. One. And you know what? I'm back real quick. One more thing else came to my mind too. Also, and we're dealing with negotiations, Mr. Johnson and Mr. Watkins. What about the people who have been massively incarcerated? How will reparations affect them? Like, is it going to be something talked about? Like, if you're in jail, you got out of jail, you get this money. You know what I'm saying? We know $300,000 for somebody to come out of jail ain't nothing. For 1 year, we can't do that to them, man. Let's get together and talk. But I forgot to add that. What about the people that's locked up, been dumbed down in jail until an animal? You come out with 1 year, they give you $300,000. Are you really ready for that? They may give $300,000 for 10 years may be better for them, or $100,000 for 10 years may be better for them. But we can't reduce our Holocaust to a 1 year payment. We have more value than that. Our ancestors are way more worth than that. The gold, the diamonds, the museums, all that has to be included in reparations. We're not figuring no check, and they ain't finna give us our artifacts back. So let's talk. Let's have a great. We can talk for a whole year before we even come with a contract. But let's not rush it. We've been waiting anyway, but let's bring it. But let's not let's make our number so high that they can bring it down. They just came with $3 trillion. Make that number so high that they have to bring it down. We want to create a number that they got it, that it changed goddamn history. Trillion, we want a zillion. You feel me? So I love y'all. Let's build.